Hello everyone, and welcome back to our channel, your number one stop for no-nonsense, hard-hitting South African political commentary. If you love the truth seasoned with a bit of spice, you're in the right place. Now grab your popcorn, because what we're diving into today is peak ANC drama, and trust me, it's more entertaining than a telenovela. So, what's cooking in the political kitchen this time? Fresh tensions have erupted within the African National Congress, and it's not just the usual rumblings of discontent. No, this time we're talking about a full-blown political pressure cooker. ANC veteran and controversy magnate Tony Yengeni has pulled the pin on a rhetorical grenade, accusing fellow party leaders of plotting to oust Deputy President Paul Mashatile. And as if that wasn't dramatic enough, Yengeni decided to throw in a few allegations about ANC comrades living large with multiple mansions, farms, and, wait for it, mines. Ja, you heard right. Mines. But let's not get ahead of ourselves. Let's peel this onion one juicy layer at a time. According to Yengeni, there's a hidden war going on inside Luthuli House. Not a war about policy or principles, no, but a brutal, behind-the-scenes scramble for power and survival. He claims that Mashatile, who's no stranger to luxury himself, is being targeted by a faction within the ANC that wants him out of his position as deputy president. Why? Possibly because he's a threat. Possibly because he knows too much. Or maybe because he's not playing along with certain shady agendas. Now, we're not saying Mashatile is innocent or guilty. That's for the law and public scrutiny to decide. But Yengeni's bombshells have reignited a national conversation about the gap, or should we say canyon, between ANC leaders and the ordinary people they claim to represent. Let's be honest, when a veteran like Yengeni says, "We have leaders living like kings while millions are trapped in poverty," it hits differently. Especially when you consider his own controversial past with the infamous arms deal scandal, which saw him convicted of fraud. Yes, Tony Yengeni calling out corruption is a bit like Zuma calling someone out for showering after sex, ironic, but still worth listening to. What makes this all even more entertaining, and deeply worrying, is that this isn't the first time Mashatile has hinted at being under political siege. In fact, his name has been swirling around for months now in stories about our 30 million mansions in Constantia, expensive watches, and a not-so-transparent social circle that includes shady business figures. The man may be second in command, but he's first in headlines when it comes to the bling factor. Now, back to Yengeni. His accusations aren't backed by hard evidence, no receipts, no names, just a strong whiff of political paranoia. But still, his message resonates because it taps into a very real frustration that many South Africans feel. Why are our leaders so rich when our schools have no desks, our clinics have no nurses, and our streets have no lights? It's this very contradiction, between the promise of liberation and the lived experience of inequality, that fuels public anger. And let's not kid ourselves. The ANC is battling more than just internal drama. They're in an identity crisis. The party of Mandela, Tambo, and Sisulu is now a party of palace politics, whispered coups, and lifestyle audits. While voters are demanding transparency and accountability, ANC leaders are ducking behind luxury estate gates and dodging tough questions. You see, when Yengeni talks about comrades with farms and mines, he's not speaking hypothetically. There's a long-standing pattern here. We've seen ministers with dodgy tenders, mayors with private jets, and party executives with offshore accounts. Whether or not Mashatile is part of this network is unclear. But what is clear is that the perception of ANC leaders as self-enriching elites is growing stronger every day. And don't think the public isn't paying attention. With elections around the corner, these kinds of stories can and will influence the ballot box. Voters are tired. Tired of scandals. Tired of cover-ups. Tired of waiting for change that never comes. Let's also not forget that this isn't just about the ANC. It's about the soul of South African politics. When leaders in power are fighting each other, the real losers are the people. Service delivery suffers. Local governance collapses. And trust in the democratic system continues to erode. Now, here's the kicker: Yengeni's comments might be part of a clever political chess game. By going public, he could be warning his rivals, letting them know he's still got fight in him. Or maybe, just maybe, he's genuinely concerned about the party's direction and is trying to pull the emergency brake before the ANC drives off a cliff. Either way, the ANC has some serious introspection to do. It must decide, will it protect the powerful or rebuild public trust? Because right now, it can't do both. And that brings us to the heart of the matter. If even people like Yengeni, who have themselves faced corruption charges, are now sounding the alarm, maybe it's time for ordinary South Africans to stop hoping for moral leadership from the top and start demanding it from the ground up. We've entered an era where our politicians seem more interested in property portfolios than in poverty reduction. They attend ribbon-cutting ceremonies in A20,000 suits while children in Limpopo drink from muddy streams. They deliver budget speeches full of promises while Eskom can't keep the lights on for 8 consecutive hours. They fly around the world while telling us to tighten our belts. Is this what liberation looks like in 2025? Let's not sugarcoat it, South Africa deserves better. And if Mashatile truly is being targeted, the question we must ask is why? Is it political revenge? Is it about power consolidation? Or is it because he knows too much about who's been eating and who's still hungry? Only time will tell. But one thing's for sure, until the ANC cleans up its own house, and that includes its many, many mansions, the cracks in its foundation will only grow wider. And with every crack, the dream of a just, equal South Africa becomes harder to believe in. So, what do you think, Mzansi? Is Tony Yengeni speaking truth, or just stirring the pot? Is Mashatile the victim of a witch hunt, or just another player in the ANC's Game of Thrones? Let us know your thoughts in the comments. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and hit that notification bell so you never miss an update on stories that matter. Thanks for watching, and as always, stay informed, stay vocal, and stay woke. See you next time.